international varieties. Differences between British and American English. Sociolinguistics is a branch of linguistics that study the language in social and sociocultural context. Linguistics norms the grammar, dialect, pronunciation, and vocabulary. Dialect is a regional and social variety of the language. It is considered a standard language because it is used in education, business, and media. It can be described in different levels: morphological, phonological, grammarly, semantic, and syntaxis. Regional dialect is caused for the geographical barriers. It includes some varieties. The first one is international variety, intranational, intracontinental varieties, and across-continental variety. A good example of international variety is the difference between British and American English. In this lecture, I am going to talk about grammar and spelling in both languages. First, grammar. British English is formal, whereas North American or American English is informal. Present perfect and simple past. British English uses the present perfect to talk about past actions that have an effect in the present. In contrast, American English uses the past simple and present perfect in the same situation. For instance, I have lost my pen. In North American people, they can say I lost my pen or I have lost my pen. The present perfect in British English is used with just, already, and yet. On the other hand, the simple past in the United States is used with just, already, and yet. For example, I have already seen that film, and in the United States or in America they can say I already saw that film. Modals and auxiliaries. The modal shall is common in UK English. You can say I shall meet Anna, and they use will too. I will meet Anna tomorrow. In contrast, in the United States or in America, speakers usually use will. They don't use shall because it is not common there. I will meet Anna tomorrow. British English use needn't. Is often used instead of don't or doesn't. For example, they needn't come to school today. In American English, needn't is very unusual. They use the auxiliary don't or doesn't. For example, they don't need to come to school today. I have got in the form of express possessions. For example, she hasn't got any hobbies. On the other hand, the verb have is the form to express possession, and when the sentence is negative, they use don't or doesn't, the auxiliary don't or doesn't. For instance, she doesn't have any hobby. Collective nouns. In British English, the collective nouns can be singular and plural. To illustrate this, my family is visiting Ecuador or my family are visiting Ecuador. Both there are correct. In contrast, in United States or America, the collective nouns are generally in singular. For example, my team is winning. There are some exceptions. One of them is the police are investigating the crime. All of the time police is going to be in plural in British and American English. Second, spelling. British English has been absorbed from many languages, especially French and German. In contrast, North American English works according to the sounds that they use in the real life or daily. We are going to watch a video about the spelling.
There are four main ways that Webster changed American English to simplify it. First, we dropped the U from the OURs. Here you have color, labor, and favorite. Second, we switched around some E's and R's, as Webster figured we ended with an R sound and not an E. So, center, theater, and kilometer. Third, we changed S's to Z's. This also doesn't remove any letters, but Z's made more sense to Webster because of how they're pronounced. Analyze, organize, civilize. Finally, we dropped some silent E's. They just didn't need to be there. Now we have judgment, argument, and likable. So what have we learned? Despite our differences,
in conclusion, it's so important that we know the difference between North American and British English. There are some varieties, not only grammar and spelling. In the next video, I am going to talk about the difference in pronunciation and vocabulary. These varieties are so important to know because if you study in another country, you are going to find that they use British or American English in the classes, or you are going to find books with both varieties. For that reason, we have to be aware of the main varieties of both.